of the Nova Scotia Municipal Government Act. The High Seas Festival includes 3 choral workshops and rehearsals headed by professional music clinicians and a guest conductor, an evening of entertainment with the Fundy Pops, a conductor appreciation night dinner, and will culminate in a mass choir concert in St. Bernard's Church on Sunday evening, May 17th at 7 p.m. We are pleased to advise that the past 7 festivals have attracted over 800 choristers to sing in and explore the town of Digby and surrounding area on the Victoria Day weekend. We would appreciate the Government of Canada's support in the amount of $500 to help ensure that the festival and the Federation remain solvent and non-profit. To date, the Digby Choral Foundation has not applied for or received grants or support from the town of Digby, the municipality of Clare, the province of Nova Scotia, or the Government of Canada. Attached, please find the financial statements for the year 2014 and the budget for the year 2015, as well as the list of the Foundation's Board of Directors. The festival is called High Seas because it contributes positively to the community, its culture, the choirs, religious and non-sectarian, in the community and surrounding communities, as well as the local arts and businesses. The spin-off effects are that choir members improve their talents and abilities so that more people come to hear them in the churches and concert venues. These in turn would increase the size of congregations, which could help to improve our social fabric and respectfulness of all creeds, colors, and backgrounds. In addition, local businesses would see an early increase in activity prior to the launch of the tourist season here in Digby and Clare areas. Community support is essential to this showcasing of Digby and Clare, and we hope that the Government of Canada will support the Foundation in these efforts. Thank you in advance for your support. Charles Halliburton, Chairperson, and John Light is the President of the Digby Choral Federation.
Il n'y a pas de demande, c'est juste pour l'information.
Ben, il demande sans mettre un montant. So, vraiment, c'est un item de bureau. Techniquement, c'est une grant. Qui est la grant de l'organisation? On a pas ça qui dit faut que tu demandes de faire rentrer par un certain temps, mais pour peut-être l'amener à cette réunion-là, puis là, après, il va passer les grants que tu entends, on peut peut-être les traiter si vous voulez.
Ouais, je suis d'accord.
Ouais. Ça, c'est ça. Non? 8.2 Recreation, Nova Scotia.
Dear elected municipal officials, we are writing to you on behalf of Recreation Nova Scotia, a not-for-profit organization representing over 1,000 Nova Scotians committed to enhancing the lifestyles of Nova Scotia and their communities through ensuring access to quality recreation services for all. We are writing you as municipal officials and decision makers to bring to your attention important information relating to recreation within the province. As elected officials and community decision makers, what we would like for you to consider is the following. Familiarize yourselves with the current work being done at the provincial and national levels with respect to recreational services. Consider being well represented at the upcoming UNSM-sponsored workshop, the details of which will be available shortly. And if you are not already, consider joining Recreation Nova Scotia as a municipal member in order to have access to our information programs and services, including the annual conference. Ensure that your municipal unit has a structure and professional staff that support the power and potential of recreation being realized for your constituents. Over the past 3 years, a large-scale dialogue has taken place about the role of recreation, the intention of which was to develop a framework that represents a shared vision for recreation in Canada for the foreseeable future. Nova Scotia was very well represented throughout the entire process by municipal and provincial representatives. In mid-February of this year, the ministers responsible for recreation in the provinces and territories endorsed, and the Government of Canada supported the Framework for Recreation in Canada 2015, entitled Pathways to Well-Being. The framework provides a foundation for reflection, discussion, and the development of action plans at the federal, provincial, territorial, and local levels in support of the vision. The online version of framework documents can be found in the following location, and we encourage you to read it, and they list their website. In consort with the national process over the past year and a half, Recreation Nova Scotia and the Nova Scotia Department of Health and Wellness has been engaged in a province-wide initiative to develop a collaborative provincial recreation policy that would reflect the values, motivations, and needs of recreation participants and providers in the province. The result is a document entitled The Shared Strategy for Advancing the Purposes, Priorities, and Impacts of Recreation in Nova Scotia, which will be finalized in the next couple of months. Last week, it was decided that in the near future, the Union of Nova Scotia Municipalities will host a half-day workshop focused on the importance of recreation services in municipal units, where these documents will be introduced to you and the role of recreation will be discussed. In challenging social and economic times, recreation services may seem like an obvious area for potential cuts or even elimination. However, it is during such times that recreation services are most vital to individuals and communities. From the individual perspective, recreation holds the potential to assist people to cope with the mental, social, and physical challenges associated with such life events as unemployment, illness, ethnic, racial discrimination, obesity, and addiction, to name but a few. Recreation services has been proven to help address crime and addiction behavior such as drinking, drugs, and gambling by providing individuals with more meaningful and satisfying alternatives, which benefits not only the individual but the communities in which she or he resides. Recreation services can potentially provide a means by which those experiencing job loss, such as former employees of Target, Ben's, and Future Shop, to cope with the negative effects of unemployment, such as reduced self-esteem, stress and anxiety, and boredom. Recreation services can assist with helping reduce social isolation for newcomers to a community, the elderly, and those facing mental and or physical challenges. Recreation services can assist youth to satisfy their needs within the community in socially acceptable ways rather than through crime, excessive drinking, and drugs, and other delinquent means. Recreation services can help counter the negative social and physical effects of excessive screen time by providing satisfying active means of spending one's free time. From the community perspective, recreation services can help build strong, cohesive, sustainable communities. In addition to obvious benefits such as reduced addiction behavior and crime, decreased social isolation, and increased physical activity, recreation services can provide many other positive attributes. Some examples include through engagement in outdoor pursuits and environmental ethnic develops, communities with well-run parks and lots of recreation programs serve as key factors in attracting new businesses which provide local jobs. Community events such as festivals increase the interaction between diverse groups within a community, which can enhance understanding and reduce discrimination, and communities with multiple quality recreation offerings can enhance tourism, encourage youth to stay in the community, and attract retirees. Communities faced with social and economic challenges may decide to continue to offer recreational services, but attempt to find cost savings by making reductions in the professional staff and reassigning responsibilities to other departments such as community or economic development. Although recreation holds the potential to address many of the issues currently faced by communities and their individual residents, that potential can only be reached through qualified leadership. For the past half-century, the recreation profession has been developing and growing within the province, the country, and in developed countries throughout the world. The recreation professionals required to fill management positions require a great deal of specialized knowledge and skills, which generally come from obtaining at least an undergraduate level university degree in recreation, keeping up to date on the professional literature, participating in frequent professional development activities, and belonging to the various professional associations where they engage regularly with a network of their peers. Specialized knowledge includes such areas as in-depth understanding of roles and meaning that recreation places in the lives of individuals, which motivates and constrains engagement in various forms of recreation, ways and means to reduce and eliminate barriers in order to increase participation, the impact of factors such as race, religion, poverty, age, gender, and mental capacity on recreation participation, potential benefits associated with various forms of recreation such as the arts, sport, and outdoor pursuits, the requirement of effective recreation leadership, the factors that impact program success, key components for recreation facility design and management, strategies for attracting, training, motivating, and maintaining participants, volunteers, and paid staff, the requirements of successful program and events, how to conduct a community recreation needs assessment, and criteria for collecting useful data through a program assessments, to name but a few. In addition, recreation leaders require a broad range of similar skills to other types of professions, such as budgeting, marketing, and managing. Recreation degree programs generally include a number of business courses. Municipal councils and decision makers may not understand the high degree of specialized knowledge and skill that recreation professionals possess, and what potential will be lost to the community when those from other sectors are given authority and responsibility for recreation services. One particular action that is particularly disturbing is when recreation services are placed under the economic development portfolio. Although recreation services can indirectly contribute to economic development through such means as attracting new businesses to an area, it is unlikely that an economic development manager will understand the need to offer certain programs free of charge to families experiencing poverty, senior, or limited pensions, an individual with a mental challenge, or the unemployed. Yet occasionally having programs or opportunities that are free, accessible, and where equipment can be borrowed could mean the difference between such an individual living with a sense of self-worth, social connection, and becoming a contributing member of the community, or alternatively, that person being depressed, lacking self-esteem, and turning to harmful addiction behaviors. Likewise, certain municipalities may position recreation under community development. By doing so, the emphasis gets placed on only those recreation activities that directly benefit the community, ignoring the individual. Community development in a broad sense has always been an outcome of properly run recreation services, but the direct link is not always obvious to those who are not experienced recreation professionals. To illustrate this point, a recreation professional may see the potential for both the individual and the community by engaging in-risk youth in a late-night sports program. Research shows that certain youth who engage in midnight sports programs form a bond with a caring adult who becomes a positive role model and a mentor, something the youth may be lacking in his or her own life. As a result, the youth may choose in the future to become involved as a Boy Scout leader or a volleyball coach. The community development manager would not necessarily know about the research or the potential benefits of midnight sports programs. Without such programs, groups of bored teenagers roaming around the community late at night are bound to engage in activity that is not community enhancing. Parks have always been an important aspect of the responsibility of the recreation staff in many municipalities. Certain municipalities have seen fit to separate the management of parks from recreation and assign it to a unit such as planning. On the surface, this may make sense from a design perspective. However, without an in-depth understanding of such factors as who uses parks, when and why people use parks, what needs can be met by a visit to a park, and what barriers do certain groups face in using parks, it would be impossible for a planner to design a park that will ensure maximum usage by the broadest sector of the population. A park that is designed mainly for appearance may not be very functional in terms of supporting a broad range of recreation uses, such as adult fitness, child's play, connection to nature, pet activities, cultural activities, staging, etc. Even if a planner does have experience that would design a park for optimal recreational use, does the planner also possess the management knowledge that would address user conflicts, facilitate year-round usage, and promote the development of an environmental ethic for users? Chances are that the planner would not, but the professional recreational manager would. These are just a couple of examples to illustrate the needs for recreation services during difficult times and the need for qualified recreation professionals on the municipal staff team. If you seek further information on any aspects of the content of this letter or any matter relating to recreation, please do not hesitate to contact Recreation Nova Scotia. Thank you. Rhonda Lemire, Recreation Nova Scotia Executive Director.
Il y a beaucoup d'informations là. Je sais pas, tous les municipalités votaient juste là, ou c'est que c'était à cause que je suis fait d'amalgamer nos
Je
départements?
trouve que ça a quelque chose à faire avec ça.
Ouais.
Mais l'intent de l'amalgamation, ce qu'on va faire, c'est inclure dans le rapport qu'on a eu que les sujets de récréation iront encore au département de récréation. So, quand même qu'il va y avoir quelqu'un qui va superviser les départements. Les départements n'ont pas arrêté d'exister.
Robert?
Ben, moi, quand j'ai vu que cette lettre-là était sur l'agenda, il faut que c'est bonne information pour les conseillers, s'adresse à tous les élus municipaux, pas spécifiquement de la municipalité. Je me demande si ça devrait faire partie de la correspondance qui est présentée à Conseil, parce que ça prend assez de temps.
Ouais.
Oui,
On pourrait peut-être faire une synthèse de
Ouais.
lettres de même, dire que ces lettres-là ont rentré, qui ont été circulées et qui sont disponibles. Parce qu'il n'y a pas de décision à prendre.
Non.
Non,
Cette lettre-là,
à l'état
c'est-
longue, ben, là, va demander si que ça pouvait être lié au conseil, c'est cet là.
Oui, mais quelqu'un pourrait nous demander de lire le catalogue d'Eaton, le conseil ne va pas nécessairement le faire.
À l'état longue.
Il n'y a pas de décision à faire sur la lettre, il n'y a pas de
Ouais.
pertinence, c'est de la
Ok.
bonne information pour le
Ouais.
site.
OK.
C'est une grande lettre, il n'y a
Elle
pas
était
d'autres. C'est peut-être une des plus longues à avoir eues depuis que je suis au
Ouais.
conseil. Mais...
Puis c'est plutôt du lobbying que de l'information.
Ouais. Rapport de la directrice générale, je sais que tu n'es pas trop fatigué.
Je pense de soir que je vais dévouer mon temps sur mon rapport je vais parler des changes qui vont venir avec le budget provincial, avec les changes, comment ça va affecter notre municipalité. Et puis, je vais lire ceci en anglais parce que ça rentre en anglais. Puis, in light of our fiscal challenges, this budget makes the changes necessary to protect core government services like healthcare, education, and support for seniors and low-income Nova Scotians. A number of measures in the budget will be important for municipalities, and I want to share some highlights with you. So it talks about more stability in fiscal transfers. Equalization funding will be frozen at last year's levels as recommended by the fiscal review. And that last year's amount was $223,087 with the municipality, so that will remain the same. We will receive that same amount this year, so that is good. The Nova Scotia Power Grant in lieu will increase. We currently in Clare receive $5,670, and that's going to increase by 2%. So it will give us roughly another $100 on top of that grant. The municipal education tax is unchanged. That rate remains at 0.3048. However, although the rate stays the same, the uniform assessment increases, which means we will see an increase, what we will be paying for education, an increase of about $42,000 in the budget that we will have to budget for. Support for structural change, transitional funding will be provided to those municipalities that will see changes to governance structures. And we completed an organizational study, and there are many municipalities that are following suit. Many came before us, and there are many that there will be money to have that done because they realize the changing times and mounting challenges that municipalities have. Infrastructure funding, provincial cost sharing is assured for projects under the new Building Canada Fund. Stronger role in municipal planning. Municipal affairs will assume responsibility for regional enterprise networks, building on our already strong planning and advisory relationship with municipalities. New Department of Business. The Department of Business will do what the private sector has been asking for. It will create the climate that enables the private sector to create jobs. The department will focus on sectors that have high potential, particularly for rural areas in the province. Existing ERDT regional offices will be closed, and some regional positions will move to Nova Scotia Business, Inc. The Land Registry Office consolidation, only 5% of land registry transactions are now done in person. That's what the stats show. Over the next few years, Service Nova Scotia will consolidate land registry services in 5 centers of excellence in CBRM, HRM, Amherst, Lawrencetown, and Bridgewater. So there are currently 18 land registry offices that are going to consolidate into 5. And in previous years, the land registry was located in Weymouth, then it moved to Digby, and it will now be moving to Lawrencetown. Court consolidation, the Department of Justice will consolidate 7 of its 12 satellite courts around the province. This will allow for more court days to be added to the docket and allow cases to be heard more quickly. What this means for Clare is that the courthouse in Comeauville will be closing, and it will, we don't know a date yet. They're waiting for existing leases to expire, and then they also have to look at the court dockets to see how many cases are scheduled to be heard there. But those, as soon as they have a schedule formed, and that will be done in collaboration with the Department of Justice and the judges, they will move those cases to the nearest courthouse, which will probably be Digby. Department of Community Services changes. Community Services regional offices will continue, although there will be staff reductions. We know there are reductions. We have not been notified how many there are. Overall, the goal is to have more central reporting and a more streamlined, consistent, efficient, and effective system. There are many other measures in the budget that will be of interest to municipalities, and the province, our regional rep will keep us informed as things develop and proceed.
As-tu des questions, des commentaires? Marché. Rapport des comités 10.1. Do you have a building committee report, Dan?
Yes, in March of 2014, we had 7 permits for $990,000 of construction. In March of 2015, there was 11 permits for $497,000. And the year to date, it's down about $1 million from last year. It's 2.5 last year and 1.5 million this year. So a lot of that could also be the weather. I mean,
Yes.
it probably was a factor.
Any questions? Do you have a planning committee
No, we
report?
didn't meet,
No?
but the planner and the lawyer are both doing a lot of work behind the scenes, so we can meet.
Waste check? Do you have a...
Wage check was, most of the meeting, it started out with the AGM, so a lot of that was devoted to that. And of course, election of officers, some that were missing got elected for positions. So, also, there was also a lot of discussion about the 2015-16 budget, and which has been recommended for submission to the councils. There were no objections. The CAOs had met previously and gone over the budget, and the budget was streamlined, and it's quite tight. So that will be coming forward at our budget time. And then, of course, they talked about the recycling contest awards dinner, which happened last evening, which the warden spoke about earlier, attending. So that was the gist of the meeting.
As-tu des questions, des commentaires, Robert? Alors, la 11 nouvelles affaires, 11.1, deuxième et dernière lecture de promulgation des règlements au sujet des riens, nombre 12-2014. Brian, voulais-tu parler là-dessus?
Premièrement, j'aimerais demander au Conseil si vous êtes d'accord que discuter ça c'est en anglais a été demandé par des membres du public. We don't have any translation pieces, so I'd like the discussion in English. So, first of all, on February 18th, we had a hearing of public objections from the public. That was almost 2 months ago, and it was suggested that the final reading be posted on the municipal website. However, I've been informed by councillors and members of the public that it wasn't available early enough for them to view it. So I see no reason why we can't delay the final reading until no earlier than the third Wednesday in May, which would be our regular public meeting. And also, I'd like to propose that we give the public an opportunity to submit any concerns or issues with the bylaw in written form, and possibly give a deadline of up to maybe 2 weeks. I think that would be enough time, reasonable time for public to give, like maybe around May 1st or something like that. Is there any comment? Do you have a comment there?
Well, I'd fully agree if May 1st coincides with being previous to the regular committee meeting of council, so that
It
we
would
can-
be, because
Yeah.
May 1st would be on a Friday, which would be like in 2.5 weeks from today.
Yeah, then I would agree.
And so it is posted on the website. The final reading is now posted, and I encourage the public to, through Facebook, social media, to spread the word and submit any written submissions. So we can consider them probably at our first committee of council meeting in May, which would be
The 6th.
this May 6th.
To review the submission.
To review the submission, see whether it should go back to the bylaw committee, or whether we should just review any recommendations from the public and go forward from there.
Agreed.
I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. But I encourage the public to put written submissions and put them early enough that councillors have the time to really look at them and take time to examine them. So it is important that you put in the written submissions. So,
Who do we submit to? Our own counselor?
Oh.
To my attention.
yeah, to Connie.
Thank you.
Thanks. So, n'as-tu d'autres discussions là-dessus?
I have a question.
Well, no. You can ask a question after the meeting. It's just
Oh,
to anybody who's here. or
Call
Connie.
your counselor very shortly after the meeting.
I will.
11.2, recommandations selon l'étude de l'organisation municipale. Tu parlais là-dessus?
With the organizational study, which was done for the municipality of Clare, there were several recommendations in the final report that came forward. And some of those recommendations were pertaining, there were many recommendations in different parts, but there were some that were pertaining to employee positions. So there was a recommendation to eliminate a position which was currently vacant, had been vacated, and also to approve 2 new employees, to create 2 new positions for 2 new employees, and to reclassify 5 existing positions. So basically to change the titles, and with the new titles will be somewhat of changes in job descriptions as well. So I have prepared motions for that.
So, à l'élimination d'un poste vacant, puisque Brian, tu
Bon,
fais la
lire la
motion?
motion en anglais, l'étude a été faite en anglais, ça fait que le langage va être la même affaire. In accordance with the Municipality of Clare Organization Study Report, which is accepted by motion of council at a special session of council on March 4th, 2015, I move that the Municipality of Clare eliminate the existing position of payroll clerk / accounts payable assistant, which is currently vacant, and create the following 2 new employee positions: Director of Finance and Director of Community Development.
I'll second it.
Puis par Danny. As-tu de la discussion sur la motion? Sinon, tous en faveur, indiquant en disant oui. Contre. Motion adoptée. C'est la reclassification de 5 postes existants. As-tu quelqu'un qui veut faire cette motion?
In accordance with the same organizational study, I move that the municipality of Clare reclassify the 4 employee positions, the 4 following employee positions. Deputy clerk be reclassified to accounting clerk, tax collector reclassified to tax clerk, tourism director reclassified to tourism manager, and director of leisure services reclassified to recreation manager. and that the current duties of the Economic Development Officer be incorporated into the newly approved position of Director of Community Development.
Propose, secondé par Hector. Y a-t-il de la discussion là-dessus? Sinon, tous en faveur, indiquent en disant oui.
Oui.
Contre, motion adoptée. 11.3, approbation de fonds pour une session d'information pour producteurs agricoles.
Je propose que la municipalité du district de Clare accorde le montant de 750 $ qui sera utilisé pour une session d'information pour les producteurs agricoles de la région.
Quelqu'un qui appuie ça? Voulais-tu parler de mieux de cette mention-là avant que nous allions à la base? Pour expliquer quoi c'est cher, on parlait à la comité du conseil.
Oui, le 28 d'avril, il va y avoir une réunion au public pour le monde, le public intéressé à explorer l'affaire de pouvoir faire planter du jardinage d'agricole. Ça fait que il y a du monde. Je pense que Robert va être un qui va parler à cette réunion-là et puis expliquer son travail, qu'est-ce qu'il fait, qu'est-ce qu'il achète et comment est-ce qu'il en achète et tout ça, et pour essayer d'encourager peut-être du monde à poursuivre dans Clare, à essayer de pousser plus de manger local. Ça fait que c'est plus ou moins ça, c'est le 650, c'est pour aider, pour défrayer les coûts de cette session-là.
Puis c'est un partenariat de la Chambre de commerce, le CDN puis la municipalité.
À 6 heures. Le 28.
À Evelinas.
À Evelinas.
Oui. As-tu d'autres questions ou commentaires? Sinon, tous en faveur, indiquant en disant oui.
Oui.
Contre, mention adoptée. Demande pour radiation des taxes municipales d'un compte.
Ça, c'est une maison dans Clare qui a brûlé dans le mois d'août 2014. Et puis, ils n'avaient pas demandé pour un reassessment de leurs taxes. Mais ils demandent maintenant au Conseil de donner une exemption pour un rebate pour les taxes depuis le mois d'août après que la maison brûlait. Puis aussi de réduire, donner une exemption pour cette année aussi pour la maison même, juste la maison, la portion de taxe pour la maison parce qu'ils ont encore la terre.
Sur ce travail-ci? M'attends-tu? OK. Je propose que le Conseil de la municipalité de Clare, district de Clare, accepte la radiation d'impôt foncier municipal de la propriété compte numéro 01285661 du montant de 546,16 pour la raison que la maison a brûlé lors d'un incendie au mois d'août 2014.
Quelqu'un qui appuie ça?
Et en anglais, also write off the portion of the 2015 municipal property taxes that would apply to the house only.
Fait par Richard, notre discussion, commentaire. Sinon, tous ceux qui sont en faveur, indiquent en disant oui.
Oui.
Contre, mention passée. 11.5, demande pour nettoyer le gravier des trottoirs.
Oui, j'ai eu une couple d'appels du monde qui reste dans la première place de Common Road, l'école secondaire de Clare. Et je sais qu'il y a un appel qui venait à la municipalité pour nettoyer les trottoirs. Après le déblayement de neige, ça quitte beaucoup des petits draps.
Ouais.
Il y a beaucoup de monde qui s'en sort, même cette semaine, athlétisme, qui fait partie des jeux d'Acadie. Ils faisaient de l'entraînement sur le trottoir, ils courent tout la longueur du trottoir. Il y a beaucoup de monde qui s'en sort, les jeunes, le monde d'art et ça. Ils m'ont demandé si ce qu'on pourra appeler le Department of Transportation, TIR, pour lui demander si qu'ils pourraient nettoyer les trottoirs, si ça a la responsabilité. J'ai compris que c'est l'État qui le faisait tous les années. J'aimerais, si le Conseil sera d'accord, que notre directrice générale contacte le Department of Transportation, lui demande pour qu'il fait aussitôt que possible.
Ouais. Ils le faisons tous les années, mais je ne sais pas où c'est que la date, là. C'est juste à la fin de la session d'hiver.
Jusqu'à ce que je vais être occupé à pousser de
Oui, oui. So,
Habituellement, j'ai parlé à Jody, puis il a dit d'habituellement c'est fait dans le mois de mai. Mais je ne sais pas à quelle partie de mai. Mais je peux les
Ça
appeler.
fera pas tort de
Ouais.
demander à ceux qui pourraient le faire un petit peu plus tôt.
ouais.
Oui.
Ou même se rendre dans le chemin de l'école
Ouais, c'est
pour
ça.
nettoyer
Au
cela
moins,
pour les
celui-là,
étudiants au
Ouais.
pays. Je sais qu'ils n'ont pas le temps de toutes les faire.
Ouais. Il a dit qu'il y avait des grosses pelouses sur les trottoirs en allant à l'école. Ça.
Mhm.
Je ne sais pas passer par là, mais il a dit qu'il y en avait. Ça.
Vous êtes tous d'accord avec ça?
Merci.
12, ça c'était le dernier item sur notre agenda régulier. Avoir 2 items à session huis clos, 2 in-camera items. 12.1, achat de terres, accès aux plaques, puis 12.2, entente financière. Ça, pour tout le monde qui est sur les ondes et le public qui est venu ici aujourd'hui, je vous souhaite bonsoir. Allons à huis clos in-camera pour discuter ces 2 items-là. Il n'y a pas de motion de femme, mais c'est des items qu'on ne peut pas discuter en public. So, merci et bonsoir.
Qui fait la proposition de
Yeah,
la huis clos.
Ah oui, à huis clos, oui.
Ouais.
Proposé par Neil, appuyé par Lester. Ça, c'est une motion pour aller à huis clos.